Are you sick and tired of hitting poor iron shots? Do you want to hit further golf shots? Do you want to hit straighter golf shots? And do you, of course, want to get good at golf? Hi everyone, my name's James and welcome back to Get Good at Golf. And if you'd like to do just that, make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button and of course throw a like on this video. So today we're out on the par 3 course here at Woolley Park Golf Club, the Lodge course, and this is a fantastic place to come and hone your game. And we're going to talk about what to do with your left arm in the golf swing, because we recently did a video about how tucking the right arm in can help, and it's fantastic to see that so many people enjoyed that video and that you can really start to use your arms better in the golf swing to help you hit better shots. So initially what we want to see here is, right, what do we want to do at setup? How do both these arms work as an agonist and antagonist in order to get the best out of your golf swing? The last thing I want is two arms that do exactly the same thing, because we're going to be fighting each other to try and move that club away. So if you've watched that video of the right arm, which Chris expertly showed us, then you will know that the right arm wants to tuck in just a little bit here, and then as we take the club away, it can fold and keep tucked in, so we have the butt of that club pointing down at the golf ball. Now that's all good and well, because I can stand here and I can make practice swings with my right arm all day long, and if I'm using the rest of my body here, and that's going to be one of the keys potentially for what we're trying to do, you can't just make a golf swing with your arms. Men especially try to create power and speed with their arms, because that's generally how people think it works. Realistically, we don't want to be creating any speed whatsoever with our arms. We want to create speed with our bigger muscles, with our bigger body parts, so with our legs, with our torso, with the rotation of our hips. We all know that rotational speed is always going to be quicker than lineal speed, which is speed in a straight line. So if my right arm wants to fold up here nicely, all the left arm wants to do is be a bit of a passenger on the way back. So it wants to just rotate nicely up there with the right arm. So as I load to the top of the backswing, I'm nicely coiled in that position. The right arm's folded. The left arm is, of course, straight for a right-handed golfer. Now, on the way down, what I want you to think about is a bit of sequencing. If I hit you a shot here, so we're 150 yards out, it's a little bit downhill. I've got a nice 9-iron, and you can see I can strike a nice shot there, have a nice trajectory. It's going to go the right distance, and potentially we've got a nice birdie putt on this par 3. We've taken a nice divot after the ball there, and that all stems from how I've utilised my arms within the golf swing because of the sequence of the rest of my body. So when do the arms actually want to move in the downswing, and how does this left arm actually want to work? So essentially what wants to happen is, as you take the club away here, we want to move the club and the arms first, then the torso, then the hips, and then the lower body. That creates the backswing. That gets us into a nice position at the top. Now from the top, we'll reverse that order. We have done a couple of videos on this, but essentially you want to move into the ball from the ground up. So you can see we're moving legs, hips, torso, chest, arms, and then finally club. So the arms are one of the last things to move within the golf swing. And because you know what you're doing with that right arm, you know that we're almost having a bit of a kind of bicep curl here. We're going up to the top and then sitting the club in there with that bicep working nicely. The left arm, again on the way down, it's more of a passenger. I see so many people where the left arm rotates quite a lot, and you'll see a shot like this. So if I hit another shot into the par 3 for you and I get a little bit of an overactive left arm, you'll generally see that kind of shot. Oh, I've struck it well, but it's 40 yards left, I've snap hooked it, I've taken a bit of loft off it, and it's just not done what I want it to do. They're the people who think that creating speed with the arms is the way forward. Creating lots of rotational flash speed with the hands is how to hit long golf shots, and that's not how we want to do that at all. We actually want to have as little a movement with that left arm as possible. It just kind of matches your body on the way down, and you'll see how it naturally wants to rotate around my body there. So I don't keep it rigid and move this way. If you think of my hand as the club face, I want it to rotate around naturally there. So on the way through, you can see that I'm actually releasing that arm. I'm not massively trying to flip it over like you might do in tennis or in table tennis, or when Chris goes and plays paddle every other day. We actually want to make sure that we are just allowing that club and left arm to be as passive as possible. From there, yes, it does want to get in front of the ball there. You can see that my inner elbow is almost pointing out to allow the handle to be forward and has take off some dynamic loft on this 9-iron. That's how you can create that decent amount of speed, and that's how you can really start to hit some really nice compressed iron shots by using your arms correctly. Now you can do this with driver as well. It's obviously going to help you square the face up. It's obviously going to help you potentially hit longer, straighter shots, but it's all about utilizing the body correctly and letting that left arm just sit nice and quietly in the golf swing. And that's interesting because a really nice drill you can do to allow yourself to have a nice passive left arm is actually get a head cover, Tacoma Ignis if you have one, chuck it under your arm there, and actually from here it's a really nice way of keeping that left arm tucked in on the way back, because if you allow that arm to move out here, you can see we lose the head cover. And this isn't a new drill, we've seen this done time and time again with a glove or with a head cover, but it also makes you work the right arm correctly. And if your right arm's working correctly and you have that sequence working nicely like we said, it can really help you get that nice strike that we had. So you don't even have to hit full shots here. You saw the shots we've hit there have been nice and full, but I can actually load up to the top here. I know that club's in the right position, and then I can just kind of work myself through here. You see, that's a nice strike. It's bang on its target line. That's the big feedback element that I'm taking from this drill. Is it on the target line, and is it a pretty nice strike? Because from there I know I'm not manipulating the club. Again, if we were to have a ball, and I put the ball on the tee for this because it just makes it a little bit simpler and it makes the ball striking just a touch easier. But if I were to move out here and it just drops, which it does there, then I'm in a really bad position to try and get the strike that I want. You'll see that's not the right strike. It's just going down the right hand side, and essentially I can start to get this more ingrained in. I can start to hit longer shots, I can start to hit more full shots, and especially with practice swings where you load up and get right to the top of the backswing there, you'll see that left arm is nice and tucked in, so I can really allow that to be as passive as I want to, and I can then start to deliver the dynamic loft that I want to. So I'd personally go on the driving range, I'd have some practice shots with it, I'd have some of those more shorter shots with it like I've just mentioned. Try and keep it as in there as possible, as ingrained as possible. It doesn't matter if it moves through on the way out, but for the shorter shots it shouldn't do really, because you're still keeping those arms within your body there. You're not really reaching out too much as I have done there. Once you've done that, then start to get that feeling of potentially, can I just get a little bit of my jumper under there and allow that to do the same thing. So once your practice session starts getting more into it, once you start realizing the left arm doesn't really want to do much, it's more about how I set that right arm, and that should put the left arm in position to do the right things. I can think, right, sequence, right arm fold, and start to hit some nice golf shots into the par 3, just like that one. Guys, if you've enjoyed that, please make sure you do smash that subscribe button below and comment below what would you like to see here on Get Good at Golf, because our goal is to get you good at golf.